dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Week 19 of the season, and we come to another road course for this league, and this league being sponsored by Rowdy Energy. You know which one it is. It's the Rowdy Energy Cup Series, brought to you by the iRacing Era Series. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. My name is Sam Cooper here with ESPN. Joining me in the booth once again is Mr. Tony Trapasso. And Tony, after the chaos of Pocono last week, we're looking for a bit more of a calm affair this time around.
You're looking for calm at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Are you high?
Possibly. But it's going to be a different kind of aspect, though, here at this track. Obviously, the Cup cars don't come here very often, but with them using the new next-gen car, these are built to run on road courses. Might be a bit more interesting here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when they've had the... I believe the Busch Series or Xfinity Series, whatever you want to refer to it as, the B cars have run here numerous times in the past, and they've always put on an amazing show. I believe that the trucks had a wild finish last time they were here, so look for nothing short of that. sans fistfights this time.
Yeah, let's not have any of that. Obviously, if they could simulate fistfights, they probably would. But regardless, we have 16 drivers set to take the green here. One brand new driver, we'll get to him in just a second, but at the top, it's the usual names in the hot lap session here, Tony. Connor Trafari leading the way with 30 seconds to go in practice.
Not a real shocker there. Nick Kessler up there. Braden Black, who we normally see do well on the road courses, up there. Greg LeBlanc sitting top 4. In Brandon Lowe's, about the only shocker in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, Brandon Lowe's is an out-and-out oval racer, so it's good to see him doing well on the road course here. We've got a few others out on track. Frank Marchese just jumping up to 3rd place as the checker flag comes out, so he's on a tear again this week. Let's hope he has a bit more luck in this round. But speaking of Frank Marchese, probably the most unluckiest driver out there right now.
Well, you're not wrong.
As qualifying is underway, and Connor Trafari will be the first driver coming out of pit road right now in the Brewing Co. number 48. And Zishan Dura, I want to point him out as well when he comes out of pit road. He is another driver that's also running the same paint scheme as Connor Trafari this week, except it's in gold, not in yellow.
Well, that's an easier way to keep those two apart, but or tell those two apart. But that's a very strong team this year, Sam.
Yeah, Golden State Racing really showing their hand in this season. Connor Trafari already picking up the Super Speedway Series Championship a couple of weeks ago. Now is looking to work on getting the Cup Series Championship. He's already locked into the playoffs by a win that he had a few weeks ago, so all he is doing is picking up bonus points. It's just trying to get Zishan Dura into that mix as well. He's not had a race win yet this season.
Yeah, they've got to get him locked into the championship. That's that team's basic goal right now, as seeing a lot of cars having trouble on the uphill going into turn, I believe it's 7, after the downhill. There's that transition as you come up and under the bridge. That seems to be catching everybody out right now. And
yes.
The downhill catching Zishan Dura. Holy cow, that was a hit.
Yeah, and Cody Strom going off as well. Cody Strom is another one of our new drivers out in the field right now, and he making his debut in this Cup Series. And yeah, Dura, just watching the replay there, went straight off into the tyre wall. Does not want to be doing that during the race, or... Well, he's already done it during qualifying, so that's made it pretty much null and void as Trafari goes off through the right-hander there through Canada Corner.
Well, the thing is, he's still on his outlap, so that's a good sign. As Ryan Decker out on track right now in the new Oreos paint scheme, I'm liking that car.
Yeah, I think he's run that before. I think he ran that last week at Pocono, so good to see him rocking that again, as he almost lost it coming through the kink there. That would have been a scary incident. As Marchese, the fastest driver on the outlap, so we've got to keep an eye on him, as he's just starting his qualifying lap now. But we're going
to paint scheme on Mark McFadden's Bic number 5 too, so something to be mindful of tonight with that Ford Mustang.
And it's always good to see the old bold racing straight up the middle of the Mustang. That's the classic Mustang look, so to speak. Pretty much.
Kinda.
I think no, it's the 2 racing stripes up the side, isn't it? That's the more Mustang look. But anyway, there's Mark McFadden. Let's go to Connor Trafari, who's going to be the first one to cross the line. So we'll keep an eye on him in that number 48 as he makes his way through the Hurry Downs as he comes up the hill, under the Corvette Bridge, and into this left-hander. That's another corner that will catch you out. And then this right-hand kink here, Tony, another corner. If you don't get it right, it will spit you out into the wall.
Yeah, that's the 7-8 combo. You really have to get the car woed down before you get to the top of the hill going into 7, or else it will catch you out. And it looks like Trafari just had an off-track just before the carousel.
Yep, as we're looking at Frank Marchese just making his way out of the carousel down towards the kink now. He is on his fast lap and will be looking to put a good one down, but Trifari obviously not going to get his lap counted. As this might work into the favour of Marchese. He comes down into Canada corner.
Yes, oh, cheapers.
That was close.
Jura just had a big off in front of his teammate.
Yeah, and that wouldn't have pleased Trifari, but... Was it Trifari? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Trifari won't have been happy with that one, but this is Frank Marchese coming up the hill now, down, up towards the start-finish line. And Marchese will put down the benchmark here with a... Let me just find the time there.
2:14.34.
Yeah, and Trifari did get that time in, by the way. So, good for him. Matt Fadden getting in a time as well. 2:19.6. So, great lap time there for Marchese. Might actually be contending for pole position in this one.
A second and a half almost quicker than Connor Trifari.
Yep, that's
wild.
Yeah, Braden Black crossing the line in the M&M's number 36 has decided to ditch the Coca-Cola car for this week at least as he comes down the hill looking for that run towards turn 3. He does get it through there. Runs a bit wide onto the rumble strips though. Greg
Marconi coming out of the final corner now.
Yeah, great minds think alike. I was about to say the same thing. As he comes up the hill to complete his lap, let's see what he can put down. He was fast during practice as well, as he puts down a 2:15.05. So that puts him up to second place. Still 0.7 of a second off the back of Marchese.
That just goes to show you the type of lap that Marchese laid down. And we're talking about a guy that has done a lot of GT3 racing as of late to improve his road course prowess. So look for Marchese to be one of the stronger ones tonight in that Exalta number 24 Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, Marchese is actually on his second lap right now, just coming down to Canada corner, I think that is. Yes, it is.
And Marconi going to have a throwaway on his second lap as he gets turn 5 all wrong coming out of the downhill.
So that's going to be one and done there for Marconi, but one man that's going to try and improve this time round is Marchese as he comes up the hill to cross the line for his second lap. Fastest in that last section. He went purple that time around. He's going to go purple across the line, is he? A 2:14.5. Wow, 2:13.5. That's putting him up well over. Well, actually, Trifari crossed the line just 0.4 of a second slower, but what a mega lap there by Marchese.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the only question is, can he stay out of other people's dumpster fires this week? Because that's what's caught him out the last handful of races.
Absolutely, as Black goes up to third place with a 2:14.520. Marconi probably not going to get this lap time as he comes through the kink right there, almost completely sideways as he makes his way down to Canada corner. Will this lap count? He probably won't, because like you said, he got it all wrong in turn 5.
Yeah, absolutely. He
got it all wrong in Canada corner as well.
Nick Kessler going third quick. One of only 3 drivers in the qualifying session to go sub 2:14. So good lap for Kessler.
Here comes Ryan Decker. He's looking for a good time here as he comes through the final turn now. Runs a little bit wide, but still stays on the track regardless. He's going to have a bit of a slow time, though. Coming up the hill, he's already on a 2:18. Probably not going to be a fast lap time here. And it's not, unfortunately. He's going to go 8th. He's faster than Zishan Dura, as Kyle Klotz is going to be the next driver to come across the line.
Yeah, Dura was kind of limping one around because he was just trying to put in a safe lap. But look for him to make some headway as the green flag drops. As Kyle Klotz slots into 10th quick.
2:33.67. He's a full 20 seconds off the pace of Marchese as we look at Brandon Lowe, making his way around the track. He's got time to get the lap time in as he's coming down to turn 5 now. So he's definitely already... Sorry.
Hey, that might not count. That downhill is a little more treacherous than people want to admit, and then you've got to accelerate up the hill but get the car slowed down before you crest the hill, because you will lock the brakes up and end up in the grass if you're not careful. So that's a very difficult combination on this track to get right, as Lowe's looks like he might be struggling through turn 9.
Yep, as he comes up through the carousel. He might run out of time before he crosses the line, but he can still get his time in, as he already crossed the line before the checker flag came out. As he comes out of the carousel, a bit laboured through there as he makes his way down to the kink. And can he get the kink right? We've seen a couple of drivers go sideways through there, takes a lot of curb, goes very deep and almost off the track for the 25 as he heads down towards Canada Corner. Let's see if this is a good lap time for Decker. Hasn't been very clean so far.
Hasn't been very clean so far, but he has kept it on track. Still has a handful of corners to go. Yeah. That was kind of tighty through Canada Corner, so
he ran out of time.
And it's not going to let him do it.
No, it's not, but that is going to set your grid for tonight's race, and let's go to the grid for this one. And starting up on the pole, if it'll let me, there we go. Starting up on the pole will be one Mr. Frank Marchese. He'll be joined in the front row by Connor Trafari. Row 2 will be Nick Kessler and Braden Black. Row 3 will be Greg McConey and Greg LeBlanc. And row 4 will be Mark McFadden and Ryan Decker, Frank. Tony, sorry. My God.
Really? You're going to insult him like that after he sets quick time in qualifying?
I know, right?
Zisa Endura and Kyle Klotz going to roll off in row 5. Row 6, he's Brandon Lowe's and Ryan Worley. Jason Papp and Scott Warren are going to roll up in row 7. And starting shotgun on the field, Cody Storm and Shane Newens.
So 16 drivers set to take the green here for this one. It's going to be a fast and furious race here in these Cup cars, and we're definitely looking forward to this one. A lot of drivers, though, Tony, not taking time in qualifying. That might spell a bit of danger for them at the back.
I don't think it was that they didn't want to take time. It's just they couldn't get a clean lap to time.
Absolutely. As the field lined up now, we are almost ready to go for this one, and it's going to be a very high-paced, fast and furious race, as we got 35 laps around this one, so shouldn't take too long in this race, and that's what I like about this league. The race is not too long, not too short either.
35 laps around a 4-mile, 14-turn road course in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Where are my cheeseheads out there? Let us know in the chat.
Absolutely. We've got 16 people currently in the chat on the YouTube right now. So who's your pick to win this one? I know you've got somebody that you're a fan of out on there in the chat. So let us know who you want to win, as they are ready to get rolling right here on this formation lap. And they're going to do a full lap around here, so they need to be careful and not damage the cars before they come back to start the race. But McConey very late off the draw there, just holding people up on that inside line there.
And the other thing too is Scotty Warren electing to pit start the 76 tonight.
Yep, so Warren not feeling comfortable with his car. We'll start from pit road. That might put him on the back foot, but depending on how fast he is around the track, he might catch up. But there's no cautions, and there's no well, they do have 2 fast repairs, so that might work in his favor, but still doesn't help him catch up to the rest of the field, though.
2 fast repairs, 5 sets of tires, and holy cow, is it hot. 81 degree ambient air temperature, 117 degrees on the track surface, with a 13, now 14 gusting mile-an-hour wind that is going to hit them going down into turn 5 as a tailwind. So look for where they're going into right now. They've got 10 miles an hour at their back pushing the car down the hill.
Yeah, so that might make things a little more interesting as they come down through turn 5 right now. Looking down at the 12 of Greg McConey and the 27 of Greg LeBlanc. LeBlanc having a good time this time around. Had a pretty difficult start to his Rowdy Energy Cup Series career, as Brandon Lowes has had a problem here during the pace lap here. I'm going to go back and take a look here. I think he stopped for some reason. He did, he went straight on at turn 5. Interesting.
Well, that's going to make his night longer. As looks like Ryan Worley being given an EOL to start at the tail end of the field. Not exactly sure what's going on with that one, but
He probably requested it, to be fair.
Yeah, probably.
Sally Hammond is showing her support. She's supporting Mark McFadden as always. She's always in the chat, so good to see there. Sally showing your support as always as they come through the kink right now, heading towards Canada Corner. Tony, I've got to run across the room to get something, so I'm going to leave you to get this thing going here tonight.
It is so easy to get it wrong coming through the area where they're going right now, because it looks like you can carry so much more speed than you probably should be. And then you really have to get the car woed down between the carousel and now coming into Canada Corner. You can carry so much speed, but then you really have to jump on the binders. So something to be mindful of, especially late in a run when the tires are worn out and whatnot. And then coming into this last handful of corners, right now the only thing that's left to do is for these guys to they're going to adjust the visor one more time, make sure the helmet's nice and tight, pull the seatbelts tight, make sure you're comfortable, get your favorite drink going as the field comes onto the front straightaway. The pace car getting ready to peel on off. The only thing that's left to say is, race fans, it's showtime! As the green flag comes out, Marchese pulls the trigger, and we are underway to start 35 laps around Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Connor Trafari in lockstep right now. Nick Kessler right there as well. Marchese still on the inside, not the preferred line going into one, as, wow, Trafari goes wide. Going to lose a couple of spots from that one. Doing a little off-track betting as Marchese, Kessler, Marconi, LeBlanc, and then Trafari slots into the number 5 slot right behind the 27 of LeBlanc, just stalking him as they head down towards the downhill.
Yeah, we just saw Braden Black go off in turn 1 as well. That's put into the very back of the field. Scott Warren has not started the race. He's actually opted to call it quits early tonight as McConey looking to the inside of Kessler, trying to get that second place away. Dudes Racing looking for a 1-2 already here tonight.
Yeah, Marconi looking kind of strong going into the uphill. Just stalking Nick Kessler right now as Frank Marchese with a 1.6 second lead over that battle between Kessler and Marconi. And here comes Trafari looking to the outside of LeBlanc, doing a little off-tracking again. So Trafari on a charge, and here comes Marconi.
Looking for the inside through the carousel, doesn't quite get the room right there. Kessler doing everything he can to hold off some drivers. We've got a lot of drivers off right now. A lot of things going on at the back of the field. What is going on? We've got Cody Strom off. We've got Brandon Lowes off as well. Kyle Klotz just making his way through. Jason Papp is off track as well. So lots of things going off at the back of the field here. Kessler is in trouble as well.
It was a big moment for Kessler going through the kink, and that goes back to what we were saying. It looks like you can carry much more speed than you can, and if you don't get it right, Kessler just dipped the rear tires off and just banged the concrete, and everybody has to take evasive action to get around him.
I mean, that is a very scary incident there. That is Brandon Lowes trying to very audacious move, and he goes into the wall through Canada Corner, and we've got another one off as well right next to him. I think that was Cody Strom, and it is. And Strom having the debut from hell here tonight. Just that's the second time he's been off already. This one, as we go back to Frank Marchese, he's already led the first lap across the line.
Led the first lap across the line with a 3.5-second lead over the number 12 of Marconi. Connor Trafari has gotten around LeBlanc and is now stalking the 12 as they head. Wow!
Trafari off again through turn 3.
Trafari's going to get turn 2 figured out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he needs to get it figured out really badly as he comes through down towards turn 5, and he's going to carry a lot more speed than Marconi into turn 5, but Marconi won't be bothered too much. If he sees Trafari going off track like that all the time, and it definitely won't bother him at all. But Marchese already out to a 4-second lead. Marchese's hungry tonight.
Absolutely. Looking to make redemption after the last couple of races where he got caught up in other people's dumpster fires. And again, Marchese's been doing a lot of GT3 driving and getting his road course prowess up. So, you know, to be honest with you, this car kind of drives a lot more like a GT3 car than any other previous iteration of a Cup car. So that could play right into Marchese's wheelhouse as Marconi and Trafari still just throwing haymakers at each other as they come into the kink.
And it's Marconi goes sideways through the kink, and that's going to let Trafari through. So early mistake there by Marconi. He's got some making up to do now as he now drops to third place. Still got a decent gap over Greg LeBlanc though.
Marconi doing very similar to what Nick Kessler did, only getting it a little more tidy as Trafari goes off through Canada corner.
Yeah, and he's done that 3 times now. Kind of needs to calm down a little bit. Mark McFadden up to P5, by the way. Capitalising on everybody else making mistakes behind him, so good run for him so far. Ryan Decker up to P6, and he's got Zishan Dura and Shane Newens right behind him. Newens having a decent run in this one as Dura going to try and look to the inside of Decker. Doesn't quite get it done through the final corner. Got to have the run, though, up the hill. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely is side by side with Decker as Dura gets the run, and here comes the 81 as well. That's not the 81.
98.
98 of Shane Newens, who started almost shotgun on the field. One thing to keep in mind tonight, folks, there's only 3 drivers in this field with A-class licenses for road racing. And only 3 drivers with B-class licenses, only 3 drivers with C-class licenses. Everyone else showing rookie cards. Wow.
Jason Papp getting it all wrong through the final corner, and he is severely damaged in that number 1 Lucky Charms machine. The Lucky Charms car not showing much luck at the moment at all. As we go back to your race leader, yeah, and yes, I went there. You can send me hate mail. I'm not really fussed.
Well, you're Irish, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Lucky Charms is an insult to the Irish, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Decker having an incident right now. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to him in that number 28 machine. He was in a battle with Dura and Newens coming down towards, I believe that was turn 5. Just getting it all wrong there, having to stop dead, and Dura went off in front of him as well. That's helped Shane Newens pass both of them as he headed up towards the Corvette Bridge.
Yes, it has, and the thing to keep in mind is they were just facing a 14-mile-an-hour tailwind going into that corner, so you really have to mind your braking going into that downhill, going into turn 5, because the wind is just grabbing the rear ends of the flat rear end of this car and just shoving it. So you really have to be mindful because you're going to be carrying about 12 miles an hour or more speed than you normally would going into that section of track. And it looks like Jason Papp has towed it, and Scott Warren has put it on the hauler as Dura goes off in Canada corner.
Yep, Dura getting it all wrong. He was trying to stay with the back of Ryan Decker, didn't quite have it all worked out there as he's now trying to play catch-up once again. Shane Newens has gotten away from him meanwhile and is right on the back of Mark McFadden already. So these two going to battle it out, the Canadian versus the Australian. Who's going to come off on top in that one?
Anybody's bet right now as Brian Worley seems to be having a little bit of problems right now is a whole 18 seconds behind the very wounded Nick Kessler, as Braden Black, the first one to go pit side.
Yeah, Black is in pit road, and he's got a bit of damage on his car, so probably into burner fast repair. Meanwhile, we go back to the front of the field, and Trafari is back in front of McConey again, but the gap between Trafari and Marchese, almost 10 seconds now here, Tony. This is pretty unprecedented here for Marchese already.
Yeah, absolutely. As I'm just glancing down at iRatings, and Marchese, one of the two strongest drivers, as Trafari goes off again and lets Marconi close back in, coming under the Johnsonville Bridge, going into the carousel.
Yeah, Trafari.
But
sorry, carry on.
I was going to say Marchese, one of the two strongest drivers in the field, actually three strongest, as the only three drivers with iRatings above him, Ryan Worley, Nick Kessler, and Connor Trafari.
And this explains why Trafari is up in second place right now in that number 48 Lot 9 Brewing machine. And McConey, we've seen him in endurance races as well. He's not a stranger to road course racing. Remember a couple of years ago we saw him at Daytona with his team. So definitely no stranger to road course racing, and he's showing that right now, sitting in third place. Greg LeBlanc looks pretty capable on road courses as well, sitting in P4. And Shane Newens definitely showing some capability on road courses. He's past Mark McFadden now, up to P5.
Doesn't do a lot of road course racing, but is very talented on a road course. But Sam, let me ask you a silly question. You're familiar with what the drinking age is over here in the States, right?
It's 21, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Dura's had another off.
Yep, Dura having another off, as is Kyle Klotz. Klotz just wadded that car.
Yeah, Klotz is not having a good time at all. Actually, Klotz had a clean car up until then, and as we go back and take a look at what happened to Klotz, he just got it sideways, went for the grass, which is slippy all by itself anyway. Brandon Lowe's has just gone off as well. Cody Strom had a crash too. So people are finding it tough around here. And go back to your drinking age story. Sorry, I was distracted.
Well, we were talking a couple Fridays ago when as Marconi gets by the driver that we're talking about, that Connor Trafari, one of the youngest drivers in the league, I find it weird that he's got a brewery for his sponsor.
Yeah, and this is why McConey got around Trafari, got it all wrong through the left-hander before the final turn, and just wadded that car up again. Actually, no, that was actually out of turn 9. No, it was actually out of turn 5. Was it? No. Turn 6. There you go. Turn 6.
The uphill,
yeah.
after and that's what I was talking about in the pre-race. You've got to get the car woed down before you crest that hill, because you're not going to be able to get it stopped once you do. As Trafari coming up on the back of a very wounded Cody Strom, as Strom missing his hood.
Yeah, he's already got around Strom.
And front bumper.
Yeah, Strom is having a horrid race so far. We're only on lap 6 of 35, and he's got a severely wounded car. He's going to have to come in and burn a fast repair sooner rather than later, because that's not going to get very far. As
and Klotz gets it wrong again.
Yeah, he does, and now he's missing his hood as well.
Yeah, that is a very wounded Toyota Camry. And it looks like that is just before the Johnsonville Bridge.
Yeah. He's driving the number 19. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's... Oh, his Klotz gets it all wrong. Oh, right in front of Greg LeBlanc. That could have ended in tears.
Well, it's going to end in tears here, because here comes... Oh, no.
That was
Shane
very rough.
Newens just had a code brown.
I'm pretty sure Mark McFadden had the same feeling as well. But they got it figured out in the end, and Klotz is able to keep it going without hitting anything. As I take it back, Klotz is not missing his hood. Oh, he is missing his hood. It just looks
Yeah,
like it looks weird.
I'm showing him missing his hood, and that car is very wounded as he cannot get that thing to turn or go straight as Nick Kessler flashes by going into the uphill under the Corvette bridge. And, yeah, that is a very wounded Toyota Camry, as looks like Stotts has gone off, or Strom has gone off.
Strom just cannot keep the car on the track right now. He's still ahead of Ryan Decker. Actually, Decker's out. Worley is out, and Braden Black is out. So retirement's already starting to take a hold in this race. As that's 3 big hitters out right there: Decker, Worley, and Black.
Yeah, this is definitely not falling into their wheelhouse. They're probably just going to use this week as their drop week. As take a look at the lead Marchese has. 13 seconds over second place Greg Marconi, who's 3.5 seconds over Connor Trafari, who's another 9 seconds in front of Greg LeBlanc, 7.5 seconds in front of Shane Newens, who is Mark McFadden sitting in 6th, can see Newens. He just can't do anything with him right now.
And believe it or not, Nick Kessler is actually starting to catch this duo. So Kessler's still racing on despite that damage. And actually, no, Greg LeBlanc is going to get caught and passed as he gets it all wrong through the final turn.
Oh. Yeah, and he's not the only one. As Strom and Klotz just had a meeting of the minds in the sand trap. Wow, that was a hit.
Yeah, as we're going to go and take a look and see what happened there. And I believe it was Klotz going off again that started it all. Going straight off into the tyre wall.
And Strom just didn't turn.
Oh, wow. The two of the drivers that are really struggling here tonight just meeting in the middle as Strom's off track again. But the only realistic battle that's going on right now is between McFadden and Newens, and that's starting to fade away. Meanwhile, it's Kessler's off again.
Kessler was reeling those two guys in as he gets it all wrong going into the downhill again. Look for McFadden as this run wears on to start to reel in Shane Newens. As Newens, I mean, we're working lap 7 right now, and McFadden knows how to conserve his equipment as he comes through the carousel, and if this turns into a tire mileage race, McFadden is going to be making some headway.
Yeah, well, and he's looking very good. We've seen McFadden on road courses before, and he's usually pretty capable. I've had my fair share of battles with him in the IndyCar, so definitely knows how to get it done around these types of tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the drivers that we're looking to tap to possibly wheel one of the ESBN machines around Spa in a couple weeks. Hopefully.
I mean, we've still got a couple of spots remaining in one of our cars, so if anybody's interested in running with our affiliate team VSM Racing, then we do have spots available. And if anybody wants to share a car with the two-time Sim Racers Edge champ Nate Siefka, that is the car that has the spots available. So get your names in quick, because we're going to be starting testing very soon.
And let's hope that this season or this year at Spa turns out a little bit better than last year at Spa, as the team led the first 4 hours of the event.
Yeah, until we got destroyed, and then still came back and finished 13th. So wasn't too
after
bad
spending an hour especially after spending an hour in the pits to replace all 4 suspension points on the car.
Oh, we went through 2 engines as well as. Klotz is off again. Strom is in pit road finally getting that car repaired. Kessler has got it all gathered up again and finally makes a clean run through turn 5 as he's coming up on Carl Klotz right now under the Corvette bridge. And Greg LeBlanc has got it all gathered up as well. He's trying to make up for the lost time here.
Yeah, LeBlanc looking to make something happen here as he did not get the initial start that he was hoping for, but one of the drivers that does have a B-class license, so he does have a little bit of road course racing experience coming under the Johnsonville Bridge into the carousel. Look at that's a nice and tidy line through the carousel. I mean, you're not flirting with the rumble strips. You're just keeping the car nice and tidy, coming through the kink. Again, very nice, tidy line, and that's really what it's going to take to finish well here, is just keep the car clean, keep it on track, and wait for the attrition to happen. We've already seen some of the heavy hitters have a lot of trouble doing that, and you take a look at Marchese right now. He's not pushing that hard. He's keeping that car very nice and tidy coming into the downhill. Braking early, getting it turned in, good acceleration up the uphill, gets the car woed before he gets to the Corvette bridge to get it to turn in to turn 6. Just a nice tidy lap. That's all it's going to take to be successful here tonight.
Yeah. And we've already seen one Hendrick car win around here the past couple of days. It looks like we might be seeing a second if he can keep it on the track. We've still got plenty of racing left to do here at Road America, but at the moment, a 14.2 second lead over second place Greg McConey, looking very good for Marchese, but McConey has to keep looking in his mirrors, because even though he's got a lot of damage on his car, Jafari's still on the charge here.
Yeah, Marconi doesn't really have a lot of damage, just a little bumping and banging going on. I mean, he hasn't hit any walls yet, but it looks like he's pushing a little bit harder than Marchese is coming through the kink section, and you can really see that Marconi is flirting a little bit more with disaster than Marchese is, and Trafari doing what he can to try to reel him in, as he's already taken half a second out of Marconi as they go through Canada Corner.
Trafari having a big incident there, though. That's going to cost him a ton of time.
Wow.
And that has just ripped off the front end of his car. Let's it won't let us go back and take a look, but a lot of damage on that front. It looks like he might have lost control of the car and hit the wall somewhere.
He was trying to get woed down into Canada Corner, had a little too much brake dialed into it, and just smacked the concrete barrier on the inside of the corner. So that was a big moment for Trafari, and he's gone pit side.
Yeah, no surprise that he's brought it down pit road in that 48. He wants to burn one of those fast repairs and be out again as quickly as possible. He does have a decent gap over Shane Newens, though, so probably will get out in time, will he? No, as Shane Newens is coming up the hill now.
It looks like the pit delta is about 37 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's only if you take 2.
But look at this for Shane Newens.
Sorry,
carry on.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great run for the 98 right now, as Trafari burns the fast repair, takes 4 and fuel, 45.1 seconds cone to cone.
That's the pit delta you got to look out for. He's got a nice, fresh and clean car now after taking that fast repair. But want to get a special mention for Shane Newens, though. Looking odds on for a very good result if he can keep that car clean. And so far, with 26 laps to go, he's looking very good here tonight. He's going to be he's going to be one to watch before this is all said and done.
Yeah, absolutely. That Valvoline Chevy Camaro looking very strong here. Now again, Newens not done a lot of road racing, but has done enough to know some of the nuances that you're going to need to do here As looks like Brandon Lowe's is taking the 25 pit side to get his first pit stop. And Marchese already out to a 18 and a half second lead over Greg Marconi. Marconi 23 and almost 24 seconds. There it is, 24 seconds over this third place of Shane Newen, who's a full 9 seconds in front of the number 4 of Nick Kessler.
Yeah, and we're just seeing on a replay why Marconi lost that time. He got it all wrong coming through turn 9 just before the carousel. Had a bit of a scary moment, went completely sideways, managed to save it, but that lost him a lot of time as we've got people going off, and Colin Trafari is one of them. Let's go back and take a look at replay. What has happened? And it's through the kink here, and this is probably going to be a big one. If it's through, there it is, into that concrete wall. Wow. And on the outside Armco, that is a big hit for the 48.
And that's pushing on cold tires as he's still on his out lap after the pit stop. Tore the front end off that car again. He's going to have to burn his second fast repair in just as many laps.
And it's just been lapped by Greg Marconi. So that's how far Trafari has fallen off in this one. We've had incidents for Trafari's teammate as well, Zishan Dura, a while back as well, coming down towards, I believe that might be turn 5. Just got it all wrong through there. Didn't hit anything, just carried on going, but a lot of incidents going on around this track, and we knew coming into this one tonight, Tony, that this was going to be difficult for everybody. Just didn't realise how much more difficult we thought it would be than normal.
Well, I mean, you put people in a new car on a track that this series normally doesn't run at. And this car handles arguably very different from any other full-fendered stock car in the simulator. You would expect a steep learning curve. I didn't think it was going to be this steep.
Yeah, one driver that's not finding it a very steep learning curve is this man in the 24. Just put a lap on Brandon Lowe's and is still going strong here. Coming up to 24 laps to go here at the line. Frank Marchese is still out to an 18-second lead over Greg Marconi. And if he carries on the pace he's going here, Tony, he's going to be almost a full pit stop ahead of Marconi, who gets it all wrong. Coming out of the final turn, that's lost him more time.
Eesh. I mean, he gets it collected back up, but that lost a ton of momentum going into that uphill. And that's not something you ever want to see. As, Marconi now 21 seconds behind Frank Marchese. And the question is, of your top 5, who's going to be the first one to blink to go pit side as they are working, this is 12 laps into the race so far. So closing in quickly on the halfway mark.
Yeah, this is going to be a one-stop race. It's not going to be a race where you see several pit stops like we do on the ovals. This is definitely going to be about where you can pick your pit stop and how quickly you can get in and out before either losing a spot or even gaining a spot if you're quick enough. And it's all about pit stop strategy in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was thinking Marchese was getting ready to go pit side. I saw him cue up his mic, but no, he was talking to the lap car that he's coming up on to try to coordinate with that driver as far as where and when he wants to try to make a move to put, I believe that's the 25 of Brandon Lowe's, yes it is, to put him a lap down, as Marchese has currently lapped all the way to 9th. And Brandon Lowe's being the last car in 9th on the lead lap. That's nothing short of spectacular, especially 12 laps into a race.
We have a three-way battle here. Sorry to cut you off there, Tony, but Greg LeBlanc,
yes, we do.
Nick Kessler and Mark McFadden all in lockstep right now. This is your biggest battle on the track as Kessler is on a charge right now. He's looking to the back of Greg LeBlanc as they both managed to pass Mark McFadden through turn 5.
Yeah, McFadden ran a little wide as they come under the Johnsonville Bridge going into the carousel. Kessler gets the spot away from LeBlanc, now sets his sights on trying to reel in Shane Newens, who's 17 seconds up the road.
Yeah, that's going to be a big feat to do that, but Kessler's shown a lot of good pace here tonight as Greg LeBlanc showing a bit of connection issues right there. McFadden, despite losing those spots, has not let them get away. Those connection issues for LeBlanc, though, might cause him a bit of trouble. But LeBlanc is coming back at Kessler now as they make their way down to Canada corner. Is he going to try and close that gap? The answer is possibly. We don't know just yet until they get out of the corner, but LeBlanc's still showing those connection issues. We can't really tell.
Well, they got to be careful because they've got a wounded Jason Strom and a wounded Jason Papp in front of them. And Strom in his debut has been about as stable in that car as my ex.
Yeah, absolutely. Strom falls back in line, and that probably won't please Mark McFadden too much, as he will be the next one to try and get around him through turn one right now. And Strom not using the best of lines going for the corner, and that's helping Connor Trafari closer to the back of Mark McFadden right now. The damaged car or not, he's still showing quite a bit of pace in that number 48.
Yeah, absolutely. His last lap was a 2:17.5. Compare that to the lap Frank Marchese laid down with a 2:17.6. Now Trafari has no front splitter at all, and Marchese is 13 laps on his tires, so that's impressive with no front downforce to get that car to turn in and handle as well as Trafari is.
And Marchese's found his next victim. He's just gone around Zishan Dura in towards the final turn. So Marchese's still on a charge here as he makes his way up the hill. And he dispatched Dura pretty easily as Trafari has now gotten around Mark McFadden. In the background, Jason Papp going off once again. And he's still going off and into the concrete wall.
Yeah, Papp definitely not having a good time here at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It might just be time to, just put that thing pit side and go have some deep fried cheese.
And oh no, we've had an incident for Greg McConey. Once again, let's go back and see what happened to the number 12. As we just cut to him going for the gravel right there. Got it all wrong into Canada corner. Went straight on into the tyre wall. Just stopped right before the tyre wall. But it took him a long, long time to get back out of that gravel. Very difficult to drive out of without getting beached.
Yeah, absolutely. As that's given Marchese 3/4 anyways of the pit delta as far as a lead over Marconi, and Shane Newens has now closed that gap from what was 15 as Marconi getting it sideways coming through. I believe that was turn 3. Yes, as he comes under the Sargento Cheese Bridge now and into the downhill. Newens was 13.5 seconds back, now down to 8.2.
Yeah, and we just saw an incident for Greg LeBlanc there, getting the final turn all wrong and into the tyre wall. And that was another driver that's going to take it took a lot of time to get out of the gravel trap, and is already been passed by Mark McFadden, who's back up to P6 right now, and Greg LeBlanc has immediately taken it down pit road to get a fast repair done. So him, not a scheduled pit stop, but still going to get new tires anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Is currently currently working lap 14 of 35. Marchese, Marconi, Newens, Kessler, and Trafari back up into the top 5 without a front end on that Chevy Camaro.
Yeah. Still having a good race despite the incidents that he's had. Probably thrown away a race win at this point with the gap that he is, the amount of time he's lost on Frank Marchese. Marchese out to a 38-second lead over Greg McConey right now, who's starting to let those mistakes creep in on that number 12. He's 8 seconds ahead of Shane Newens in P3. Nick Kessler is in P4, 14, just under 15 seconds behind the Australian. Connor Shafari in 5th, Mark McFadden in P6. Brandon Lowe's up to P7 now. Greg LeBlanc is back out of pit road and just been lapped by Frank Marchese, is in P8. P9 is Ishan Dera, and Jason Papp, with all the incidents he's had, still inside the top 10 here as Greg McConey now going to bring it to pit road.
As Connor Trafari stalking Nick Kessler right now. Kessler still has to come pit side. Trafari should go pit side to get a new front end put on that car, but as they come out of the final corner and into the uphill, Trafari with a little bit of draft off the number 4, looks like he's gonna close the gap and possibly make the move. Whoa! What happened to Kessler?
Got it all wrong coming up the hill there and into the wall. Surprised he didn't break the suspension on that, because that looked like a pretty hefty hit into that inside pit wall.
He's got a wiggle coming out of 1 and going into 2. That car is definitely not handling right. He may have broken the suspension on that car, as Trafari pulls alongside and coming through 3, going into or under the Sargento Bridge. Still a drag race into the downhill that is turn 5.
Now, one thing to note about these cars, these do, when they're on road courses, they do have a proper suspension on them, suspension arm on them, not the usual rigid one they have on the road courses. They actually do have like proper touring car style suspension on those cars, so if they break them, they can't turn around corners anymore, and it looks like Kessler might be having that problem right now.
Yeah, instead of the live axle that we've seen in previous generations of the Cup car, this does have 4-wheel independent suspension, very similar to what you would see on the new Mustang GT 500, the Camaro, what comes stock on a Camry. You know, it's 4-wheel independent suspension. There's an upper and lower wishbone, or A-arm for those of you on this side of the pond. So it's very easy to not only break the arm, but break the pickup points on the chassis.
Yeah. And Kessler looks like he might have gathered it up, though. Still not happy with the handling of the car as they make their way towards Canada Corner. But with 20 laps to go, that is how things lie right now. Greg McConey, the latest driver to take it down pit road, as he is now up to full speed. Burner Fast Repair is ready to go racing once again and has already started closing that gap, as now Shane Newens brings it pit side.
Yeah, Newens was almost over 45 seconds behind. Wow, Trafari dirt tracking coming out of the final corner as Kessler peels off to get that car fixed.
Yeah, and he's surprisingly not as far behind Newens as we thought, as Newens finally gets it into his pit stall right about now. Kessler is going to be right there as well, and you got to think he's going to be better than a Fast Repair right now, as Newens doesn't have to worry about that, has not got a single scratch on that Valvoline 98.
Yeah, absolutely. Very clean run for the driver of the Valvoline Chevy Camaro, as he's down and away after getting 4 tires in fuel. So 15 seconds in his box, 47.7 pit delta. The only driver on track who has not brought it down pit road yet is your leader, Frank Marchese, who is a 1.5 seconds to the good over second place, Connor Trafari.
Yeah, and Marchese is a full pit stop ahead of these guys now. And you got to expect, with how early Trafari took it down pit road, you got to think that he might have to bring it in again. So we'll have to keep tabs on that number 48. Definitely not going to have the aero that he wants on that car, with the front end missing, but that won't bother Frank Marchese too much as he crosses the line. 19 laps to go here at Road America. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break, as we need to go and visit the little driver's room. We'll be right back in just a few seconds after a few messages from our sponsors. Welcome back to the race here at Road America. This is round 19 of the Rowdy Energy Cup Series, as we're looking at Frank Marchese. Made his pit stop during the break and is still a good 23 seconds ahead of Conor Trafari. This is one heck of a run here for that number 24.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to think that all the GT3 driving that Marchese has done in the past month to try to help get his team prepared for Spa and everything. As Jason Papp, big moment going through turn 6, just noses it into the wall there as Marchese flashes by. You got to think that all the GT3 driving that Marchese has done has really helped him tonight, because this car, more than any other iteration of a full-fendered stock car in the history of ever, handles a lot like a modern GT3 car. Now, granted, it is a little bit more top-heavy. It doesn't quite have the tires that a normal GT3 car has, but it's a lot closer, and I got to think that that's helping Marchese tonight.
Yep, let's go back and take a look at Shane Newens, who's been passed by Greg McConey, and McConey back up to third place, albeit 34 seconds off the back of Conor Trafari. Newens still having, well, Newens has had a hit somewhere. He's got some pretty hefty right side damage on his car.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure exactly where. I didn't catch where and when that happened, but yeah, very wounded Valvoline 98 right now, as he's trying to keep pace with the number 12 of Marconi as the two of them head towards the carousel.
Yeah, behind them is Mark McFadden, having a very quiet race in that number 5 pick machine as he makes his way towards turn 5. He's a good 5 seconds ahead of Brandon Lowes. And Dora getting it all wrong on the hill, downward hill, and doesn't hit anything, but that's definitely a scary moment there for the 10.
Yeah, that's the short track version of this track, or the club version, if you will, for the SCCA guys. They don't run the carousel, they don't run the kink, they don't run Canada Corner. They just run through that downhill, and it takes them right to where turns 13 and 14 are, and dumps them out there. So not the best is, wow, Dura locks him up going through 9.
Yeah, Dura not having the happiest of races here tonight, but still is very much locked in the top 10. He's a good 49 seconds ahead of Jason Papp. Nick Kessler is out of this race after having a pretty heavy crash during the commercial break there, getting it all wrong through turn 1 there, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. As Dura gets it all wrong coming out of the carousel. So I'm thinking he might have some suspension damage, and it looks like the right rear is a little more inboard than it should be on that car right now.
I'm going to take a look at that incident coming out of the carousel. As Tony mentioned, just lost the back end of that Chevrolet. Didn't hit anything, but still not looking happy in that machine, as Marchese now out to a 29-second lead on his fresher tyres than Conor Trafari. Trafari has been on track now. He pit on lap 9. There are quite a number of laps on those tyres already. You got to think that those tyres will not last much longer here.
Yeah, especially with all the front end damage that he's got. He definitely does not have the aero grip that the rest of these guys have. And take a look at this. The previous lap, not the lap that he's on now, but the previous lap, Marchese, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, or 2 minutes, 12.785 seconds. Fastest lap of the event.
Is it almost a full 3 seconds faster than the second, well, a full 2 seconds faster than the second fastest driver out on track, and that is Greg McConey. A full 4 seconds faster than Conor Trafari, who set a 2 minutes 16 in his car. So it's going to take something monumental to catch Frank Marchese at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to take one of the guys that's having trouble staying on track to take the leader out. That's the only hope that Trafari has right now, as Marchese coming up on another lap car That looks like Dura in front of him. Yes, it is. The 10 of Dura.
Yeah, so Zishan Dura going to have to move out of the way for Marchese, who's now out to a 31-second lead. We've got 15 laps to go in this one as Dura gets it all wrong on the downward spiral towards turn 9 and gets out of the way. Marchese able to make a clean pass through the carousel. And I'm looking at my incident list right now. Almost all of the incidents right there have been Zishan Dura. Dura really struggling. He's doing it again on the exit of the carousel as he goes clean off the track.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper going through that carousel. It looks like he's trying to carry a little bit more speed than the car is willing to give him right now. And again, I'm looking at the right rear suspension on that car, and it looks like that right rear tire is a little bit more inboard by maybe 2-3 inches than it should be.
I think he might have just had a blowout then, because there was a lot of rear end tire smoke coming out of the car. Might have locked it up, but it does look a bit left hand down, I will be honest. So it might have a small puncture there.
Oh, his best bet is to take that thing pit side this time, burn his second fast repair if he hasn't already done so, and just salvage what he can. He's almost the pit delta in front of Jason Papp. And Papp has been having problems of his own, too. So the driver of the number 1 Lucky Charms Chevy Camaro not having a night that he was hoping for, as Connor Trifari still holds down a solid second place, 31.5 seconds behind your leader, Frank Marchese, and he's got 31.5 seconds to the good over third place, Greg Marconi.
And a relatively slow lap there for Marchese, a 2-minute 15.02 for the leader. So he knows he's got such a big lead. He doesn't need to push at this point, and that's exactly what Marchese's doing. He's not pushing at all in that Exalta machine.
Well, the thing is he got caught up behind the lapper that was Zishan Dura, going through 8 and 9, and that really cost him some time on that lap. Now that he's been sprung free, let's see what this lap looks like, as Marchese still freshest tires in the top 5, coming into 9 now and getting ready to go under the Johnsonville Bridge leading to the carousel, and into the carousel he goes.
Yeah, great run here for Marchese. Trifari having a great run as well, despite his early troubles and the damage on his car. But if I had to pick a driver of the night so far, it would be this man in the 98, Shane Newens. Such a great run for the Aussie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just a strong run. Didn't get the qualifying attempt he was hoping for. Matter of fact, didn't lay down a qualifying lap at all. Started 16th, or slated to start 16th, except for the Scott Warren, who didn't start, and Ryan Worley, who received an EOL. So you figure he rolled off from the number 14 starting spot and is already up into 4th. So very, very strong run for the driver of the Valvoline Oils 98 Chevy Camaro.
There's a big 43-second lead over Mark McFadden, and there's a battle brewing here for that last spot in the top 5, because Brandon Lowe's has been on it since his pit stop and has started to close in on the Canadian here and on his fellow compatriot here. Brandon Lowe's is looking for a top 5 out of this one after all is said and done.
Yeah, absolutely, but he is missing his hood, so something to be mindful of is he's got a little bit more damage than does Mark McFadden. McFadden, the chrome on that car looks like showroom floor quality right now.
Now, I don't think he's hit a single thing here tonight yet, has he?
Key term is yet. There's still a lot of racing left to go, and a lot of wild lap cars still left to pass.
Absolutely, but still losing time to Shane Newens, and hard to think that these two were in a battle at one point during this race, and they're pretty much in the same positions as they were earlier in the race. As not really much to talk about in terms of battles right now. It's all pretty much spread out at the moment as Jason Papp, as Cody Strom goes off again in the Sunoco number 16.
As he was getting ready to get lapped by Frank Marchese, just completely wadded the front of that car.
Yep, just locked it up, went straight on at the corner. As they were getting ready to go under the Johnsonville Bridge, and just not a good night there not a good debut for Strom. I think the only thing you can take away from this race, that if he can keep it going, he'll get a top 10 out of this one. But it's not come without its troubles here tonight. Strom has just really struggled here tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, admittedly, 4 miles, 14 turns. It's very easy to get lost as to where you are on this track if you don't have the laps here. And I'm sure you can attest, Sam, because you've driven around this place as much as I have. It takes probably a good 500 laps to figure out the nuances of some of the corners. Yeah.
I mean, the corner that always used to catch me out was Canada corner, because I never knew when to brake for it, even though there was brake markers. I could never seem to get it right when Top Fuel used to go here all the time, and it was the one road course. Even though self-admittedly, and people have always told me that I'm usually pretty good on road courses, this is the one I always dread going to, because I never usually do well around here, and that's just because how difficult the track is. It's just not easy to master.
There's a lot of undulation in a lot of the corners that you don't realize until you're in a car just how much the elevation changes here. And it's very easy to get caught out as it's like we were talking coming into turn 6 under the Corvette bridge. If you don't realize just how close that corner is, you can catch air going up that hill in some of these cars. So it's very easy to get it difficult.
Absolutely is. We're looking at Greg McConey right now, just put a lap on his teammate Jason Papp, and McConey trying to close that gap to Conor Trafari. The gap between himself and the second place man is 16 seconds. Actually, make that 15 seconds now. Trafari has just done an off track here, Tony. More trouble there for the 48.
Yeah, and again, that was going into that downhill, facing that tailwind, and it's very easy to get it wrong there. I'm hearing the radio chatter, and a lot of these guys are not liking this track at all.
No, it's like I said, it's not an easy track to master, especially in a cup car, as we were looking at a replay there of Trafari going off, and Cody Strom looks like he might have called it quits there, as he is now in pit road and has somehow lost the position to Nick Kessler. I'm not sure how that's possible, because Kessler's out, so I don't know.
Well, he didn't get by where Kessler towed from. He didn't get past that part.
That'll explain it.
And he's got the teammates doing battle going through. I believe that's Canada corner.
Yeah, and Stewart got it all wrong. Yeah, Derek got it all wrong through there, and let his teammate get away. So Trafari now having to. He's going to have to settle down and just accept where he is, because he's now 55 seconds back from Marchese, and with 11 laps to go, there's absolutely no way that Trafari is going to catch him at this point now.
And for some odd reason, pit lanes just got closed.
There is a new thing on iRacing now since the last update, where race control or an admin in the session can actually open and close pit road. So that's one of the.
And that's what happened, and I don't think he realized he did it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh crap!
Oh.
There's a competition caution coming out this lap.
And that is not going to please this man, Frank Marchese, because he was looking to win this one at a canter. Now he's realised He's probably going to have a 5-lap shootout to win this one, and I don't like to be critical, but things should have been left as they were, in my opinion.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm not a fan of competition cautions ever, but I mean, I can kind of see why they're doing it.
As McConey's had an off-track, is somewhere he got it all wrong through turn 5, as he's missing his HUD now, so McConey having issues as well now. And
so competition caution this lap.
Yeah.
We're going to have just under a 10-lap shootout, or just under 10 laps. So come in, get 4 fresh tires, splash of fuel to make sure you can make it to the end, and turn and burn.
And the weird thing about it is that they can't enter pit road until everybody is caught up to the pace car. So it's not like Formula 1 where you can use the slowdown period to go in and into pit road and get out again before you've caught the pace car. Everybody has to be behind the pace car before pit road opens, and that won't work in Marquez's favour. The thing that will work up to his favour is that from 6th place on backwards, they're all a lap down. So he'll be pretty pleased with that one, at least. As there is Trafari, you've got to expect he's going to bring it in to get that car repaired and back up to speed again. Newens is going to be happy as well. As Trafari got it all wrong coming out of turn two. I apologise. Trying to catch up to the back of Greg LeBlanc, and just ran a bit too far wide there, did the 48.
Yeah, LeBlanc's been giving him pressure ever since he got new tires put on that car. You're about an 8-lap difference between the two as far as rubber under the vehicles. And you got to give the nod to LeBlanc, as he still has full aero on his car, as Connor Trafari, for the better part, driving a pavement modified.
Another incident for Zichandura. Got it all wrong coming down towards turn 5 again. Just clipped the grass on the hurry down, and just thankfully managed to keep it going. Don't know how he managed to do that, because that car was almost completely sideways as the caution comes out.
And there's, yep.
And how annoyed would you be if you're Frank Marchese right now?
I would find puppies to kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's going to throw away he's going to throw away a 1-minute lead here, and yeah, he's got to do it all over again once we go back to green. Big hello to the 15 people watching on the channel right now. Hope you're enjoying the race so far. It's been very much a race of attrition here. We've got only the top 10 still running. I take that back. We've only got 9 drivers still running now out of the 15 that started. 16 were slated to kick off, but Scott Warren opted not to take the green here. We've had retirements from Nick Kessler, Kyle Klotz, Ryan Decker, Ryan Wallen, Braden Black. Cody Strom is in pit road, but repairing a lot of damage. He's already burned both of his fast repairs, so we don't expect Cody Strom to be out of pit road anytime soon. So difficult race for him, but still 9 drivers still in this one, 4 of which are 1 or more laps down.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, everybody's going to get 1 lap back. Those that are still running anyways.
Yep. As we're looking at Frank Marchese right now, just trying to catch up to the pace car.
He's coming through the kink. The pace car hasn't left pit road yet, as Marchese going to be the first one to pick up the pace car. And he's still a minute to the good over Connor Trafari. So, I mean, it would kind of behoove Marchese, once he does catch the pace car, to go in, get the 4 fresh tires, make sure that that car is golden to go to the end here, and hopefully not get caught up in the dumpster fire that can be turn 1.
Yep, as Marchese crosses the line, he will catch the pace car around about now, which has just made its way out of pit road. Conor Trifari still only just making his way down towards Canada Corner, so still got some time to make up before he can get to the back of Marchese. Newens only just making his way through the carousel.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how big the lead was for the 24, and it just, again, I understand why they're doing this. Do I like it? No. As a driver, absolutely hate these. But I can understand why they're doing it. Because, you're inside 10 to go. This way, you're making sure that there's some action at the tail end of this.
Yeah. And obviously, being a road course, there is no green, white checkers, so if this carries on till the checkered flag, then that's it. The race is over. So it's going to be a big job to get things all sorted out here. So once the field is caught up, I think we're going to head away for another commercial break while they get things sorted out. But in the meantime, just waiting for the field to catch up at the moment. Obviously, Trifari is still about 27 seconds off the back of Frank Marchese. And it's going to take...
And it looks like McFadden has had an off somewhere because he's missing his hood.
Yeah, we can probably take a look at that, and it was about a lap, 2 laps before. It was about a lap before the competition caution came out. Let's take a look and see what happened here to McFadden. I believe it might have been through turn 1. It was just ran a bit too far, went a bit too far wide. Went through the kitty litter and straight into the tyre wall on the outside, and that's the first big incident he's had all night, though, so he can't be too unhappy about that. As now, finally, here comes Conor Trifari to the back of the pace field. Newens won't be too far behind either. Actually, no, he's about 33 seconds off the back, but the way they're pacing right now shouldn't take him too long to get to the back, as Zishan Dera is slowly making his way up there as well.
As they're coming through the kink and into Canada Corner, the only 2 people that have caught the pace car on the lead lap are Conor Trifari and Frank Marchese, as Shea Newens is still 35 seconds back.
Yep. Shouldn't take him long, though, because he's still running at full speed, so... And he'll have the boss, Greg McConey, giving him the hurry-ups right behind him as well, so...
As the pace car goes through the final corner, look for Marchese and Trifari to peel off here, and yep, there goes Marchese, and there goes Trifari. Trifari going to have to burn his final fast repair. Marchese still very clean on that Chevy Camaro.
Has not had well, he's been completely untouchable here tonight. Let's say it as it is. Still got an absolutely clean car, no scratches on it whatsoever. He comes into pit road with Conor Trifari right behind him. Expect Newens and McConey to come in as well, and they do. So everybody going to get a fresh set of tires and some fresh Sunoco fuel, and they'll go back out again. And yeah, I predict it's going to be a 5-lap shootout here, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Trifari and Marchese, first 2 down and away. They just waved Zishan Dura around the pace car. Mark McFadden got the free pass. And Trifari popped for speeding out.
Oh, God. So he's going to have to go to the back of the field for that one. That might work that'll work in Frank Marquez's favor, work in his favor, because Marquez, he knows in the back of his mind that his biggest rival in this race is actually Connor Trafari. So with Trafari falling to the back of the field, that will really please that number 24 driver.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely not what the young gunner was hoping for. But it just types in coming out of pit road. Apparently 45 is speeding. 45 is the pit road speed limit. I'm going back to look right now at what Trafari was doing on pit exit to see if he actually did get popped for speeding. And yes, 50 miles an hour before the cone.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Trafari gonna have to drop to the tail.
Yeah, so wondering when that penalty is going to come into effect, though, because Newens has caught him and has still not gone around the 48. Same for Greg McConey. Brandon Lowe's is just starting to catch the field as well. He's just taken another fast repair on that 25 and has got a fresh car underneath him. McFadden just coming into pit road right now, and he'll get a fast repair done. That'll be his first of the night. And Greg LeBlanc, he's back on the lead lap as well. So, well, he will be back on the lead lap once he finally catches the pace car.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going through the kink right now, and that's just wild.
Yeah.
And there it goes. They just gave Newens the notification to go around Trafari. So Trafari going to have to drop to the tail end of lead lap cars, which is going to have him restarting in 6th.
Yeah. So we'll be behind McFadden as well once he gets out of pit road, and he is out of pit road right now. So McFadden is going to have to drive like a bat out of hell to catch the pace train, as now Greg LeBlanc now back on the lead lap as well. So, but he's not going to take it down pit road. He already did take it down pit road. So LeBlanc's got to drive like a stab rat as well and try and catch the back of that field before it's all said and done, because I believe the lights are about to go off on the pace car here, and we are almost ready to get racing once again. And there they go. Although if your name is Zishan Dura and you're trying to catch the back of the field, this is probably not going to be some good viewing for the fans of the number 10 driver. Just got it all wrong through turn 5 once again, and just not a good night there for the 10 at all.
Sorry, I was just listening to the in-sim chatter as they're trying to figure out where Trafari's got to go, as they just... And the thing is, McFadden, LeBlanc, Dura, and Pap still quite a ways back from this pacing group as they come under the Sargento Bridge, leading into turn 5, the downhill. So looks like Marchese electing to take the inside line on the restart. Newman's going to be starting to his outside. Marconi and Lowe's going to start in row number 2, as McFadden, LeBlanc, Dura, and Pap still doing what they can to try to catch this group.
And in actual fact, Dura's going to bring it down pit road to possibly burn another fast repair here. He's still got a lot of damage on the number 10, as Pap has had another off here. And that was catching up to the back of the field, and he spun it coming out of turn 5.
As the field was just coming through 7 and 8, coming into 9 right now. So they're not that far back, but they are a pretty decent amount back.
Yep. As they're backing off the pace car here, so they know they're ready to go racing, but...
And had another off.
Yeah, Pap's had another off here. He's struggling so much to get to the back of the field here. Cody Strom still in pit road. Dura has not burned a fast repair here. I'm guessing he's burned both of them because his car's still looking damaged from before. Jason Pap, obviously, we've seen him have an off. Greg LeBlanc has been in pit road as well. He'll be trying to catch the field, as there is Mark McFadden with a fresh, clean car just coming through the right-hander down towards turn 9. So still a lot of catching up to do for a lot of drivers, and the lights are still off the pace car. So we are still going racing as things stand right now.
As the field works its way into into Canada corner. Marchese gonna have the button as they're working on trying to get Pap his lap back.
They're gonna have to extend the caution if that's the case.
And they just made the announcement that they might.
Well, they've got to do it quick because they're 2 corners away.
And they just made the announcement that they are.
So this caution will be extended by at least another lap. So.
And there it is.
Yeah. Just heard the announcement over the radio there. And this is going to frustrate the drivers that have intentionally held back just to get the best restart possible. Now they've got to speed up again to get back to the rear end of the pace car. And lights are off on the pace car, and they've got to do it one more time. So, we are going back to green with 4 laps to go. So it's a 4-lap shootout in this race. So, going to be interesting to see if Frank Marchese can hold on to that lead during the restart. He's shown enough pace so far that he can. And that's no detriment to Shane Newens. Newens has shown some really good pace here tonight. So, really looking forward to see what he can do now he's at the front of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. As Newens, like we said, started at the tail end of this thing, was not able to lay down a legit qualifying lap as per the iRacing algorithm. Apparently touched grass someplace, but Shane has had a really good run in that Valvoline number 98. You know, the Aussie just doing yeoman's work tonight. Putting that car into position to get where he needs to. And I dare say that, being from Australia, he's probably done a lot of V8 supercar racing, and those things are a handful, as you can attest to, Sam, because you and I both tried those cars.
Yeah, I died many times racing V8 supercars, and these cars are pretty much the same as those V8 supercars on road courses, so minus the big rear wings. So that's what these cars effectively are, just American version of the V8 supercar.
Just a tick wider as far as the wheel track goes, and about 1,000 pounds heavier. But yeah, essentially, if you can handle a V8 supercar, you can handle one of these new next-gen Cup cars. And Newens is definitely showing that tonight.
Yeah, putting that V8 supercar experience to good use here as we're still waiting for Zishan Dero to catch the back of the field. Everybody else is caught up. McFadden's lost his hood again, so he's had another off track somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where, but apparently trying to hustle around to get to the pace car as the field coming through the kink right now. That's a really difficult S to get through. as they head into Canada Corner. But, yeah, they gave Connor Trafari an EOL as coming through Canada Corner. So Marchese, Newens, Lowe's, LeBlanc, and Marconi going to be your top 5 when we go back to green, as they're working through the 13-14 complex now. Into the final corner they go, Sam.
Yeah, as we get things ready to go once again as they come up the hill and get ready to go. And once again, Marchese is ready to go. Newens is ready to go. We're going to have a 4-lap shootout to decide this thing as they come up the hill now, and we're ready to go racing. McFadden taking a very interesting line up the hill as they get going. Green flag will come out right about now. We are racing once again here at Road America, and it's 4 laps to decide this one as Marchese has trouble behind him. That's Marconi putting him under pressure going towards turn 1, but Marchese might have it right there as they head off into that first turn. No problems for everybody else behind him either.
And to his credit, Mark. Whoa!
Oh, and that's Newens in big trouble. And another big hit at the back there. And Brandon Lowe's involved too. And Newens, we were giving him so much praise, and unfortunately just came undone after one corner. We're going to take another look and see exactly what happened here. It looks like Lowe's just dove it in there. And no, Newens actually lost the back end coming off the curb there. Lowe's just got sent flying. Dura just went into the back of Newens as well. And Lowe's just gave him another hit there just to for good measure. So a horrid end to the race there for Shane Newens.
Yeah, Zishan Dura just caught a race car to the face. Mark McFadden catching a piece of that one as well. As meanwhile, up in front, Marconi giving Marchese all that he can handle right now. And don't look now, but here comes Trafari.
Yeah, so the top 3, the 3 fastest drivers in the race so far, well, all night, Marchese, Marconi, and Trafari, 1, 2, and 3. Greg LeBlanc now up to P4 after avoiding that incident, and still showing in P5 right now is Mark McFadden, despite getting a piece of that big crash. But Shane Newens, a horrific end to the race there. There is barely anything left of that car now.
Yeah, that's going from the penthouse to the outhouse real quick. And he had a lot of help from Brandon Lowe's on the exit of that corner. Marchese has an off coming through Canada Corner. So does Trafari. That's going to let Marconi get through.
And that's the first mistake we've seen all night from Marchese. And you got to think that if Marchese doesn't win this race, he's not going to be happy with league management with how things have went to take that away from him.
Well, again, like I say, I can understand why they threw the caution. But, here we go. 3 laps to go as Marconi, Marchese, Trafari, 3 seconds to the good over Greg LeBlanc as Trafari way back off this battle for the lead with Marconi and Marchese.
Yeah, and Trafari...
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I know, right? Trafari getting the worst of it going through Canada Corner. He's way back off these two now as Marchese, just in the blink of an eye, has already caught up to the back of Greg Marconi now. And it looks like we've officially got a 2-way battle for the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Trafari doing everything he can to try to reel these guys in as they go into the downhill. A little bit of a wiggle out of the 12, straight and true for the 25. Up under the Corvette bridge, into the crest of the hill, and big lockup for Marconi.
Marconi just threw it away through turn 6 there, and he's going to lose second place to Trafari. But Marconi, we've seen all night that he has that pace. He will get to the back of Trafari. Just how long, but needs to do it quick also. We've only got 3 laps, well, 2.5 laps to go in this one. Oh, as Marconi gets it all wrong again through turn 9.
Yeesh. Yeah, dirt track in there. He's got a little bit too much rear brake bias, it looks like, as Connor Trafari doing everything he can to try to reel in Frank Marchese as they come out of the carousel and into the kink. Marchese just on rails right now. That one slip up into Canada Corner was the first mistake, and big move for Trafari.
Yeah, big off track there for Trafari through the kink, and that could have ended in all kinds of bad. as he's one of the very few drivers I've seen survive the kink at that speed.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of think he knew it was coming, and he wasn't carrying as much speed as he thought he was going to be carrying. Was able to get it collected back up. Only lost about half a second to Marchese as Popsicle sticks in the air.
2 laps to go. And as Frank Marchese, we thought he was going to lose it after a mistake through Canada Corner with 4 laps to go. But now back in the lead after a mistake by Greg McConey. Has already started to try and extend his lead over Trafari. But Trafari, despite his mistake, still keeping Marchese honest. The gap still just under 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Trafari definitely trying to hustle that number 48 right now as they come under the Sargento Bridge and into the downhill that is turn 5. This is what's caught a lot of guys out all night long, as we're still looking at a 15-mile-an-hour tailwind pushing these guys down that hill. Trafari getting a little squirrely on exit. That's going to give about 4/10 up to Marchese. Coming through turn 6 and into 7, the 7-8 complex. Trafari is just watching his lead just dwindle right now. Starts to reel in as he pushes it going through 9 and under this Johnsonville Bridge.
Yeah, so this your battle for the lead right now. And Marchese just doing everything he can to hold it out in front. Greg McConey, though, looks to be struggling here. Just goes very wide through the carousel here. Doesn't seem to have the confidence in the car now since that off and 1 lap ago.
Yeah, absolutely not. He said he was having brake problems. As they haul it into Canada Corner, Marchese still with a 1.5 second lead over Connor Trafari. Just has to keep it clean for this final 16 corners as they come into the final corner now to start the white flag lap.
1 more lap to go for Frank Marchese, and all he has to do is keep it on the asphalt, and the race will be his. We've had a big incident there for Greg McConey with the final lap still to come, and he might lose 3rd place here to Greg LeBlanc here. LeBlanc still hadn't passed him, but he's going to pass him now as LeBlanc goes to the grass to take away 3rd place here. And that is a horrid end to the race for McConey. Might still have a chance to catch back up, though, but that car looking a bit more damaged than it did before.
Yeah, he's going to have to hustle it to stay with LeBlanc, as now he's got to defend against Mark McFadden, who's on a run right now, and Marconi cannot keep that car straight.
No, he can't, as we go back to the lead battle right now, and Marchese coming down to turn number 5 under the Corvette Bridge for the final time, and he's still keeping the gap at around 1.5 seconds. He locks it up going through turn 6, though. That might cost him a bit of time, and it has the gap down to less than a second as they come through turn 7.
Trafari licking his chops right now as they go through the 7, 8, 9 complex. Into turn 9 they go. Trafari just stalking Marchese. Marchese just has to keep it clean as Trafari gonna have one final bomb at him coming through the kink and into Canada Corner. Here they go through the carousel. Marchese has the lead. Trafari wants it. Trafari has had nothing but problems tonight. Marchese has had a clean car since the drop of the green and has led every lap so far, except for one.
Yeah, and that was the one with 4 laps to go where he made the mistake for Canada Corner. But here we go into Canada Corner now. Trafari going to try one big move here. Not going to get it done. Big lock up for both drivers as they come through Canada. And Trafari gets it all wrong. And that's going to cost him a lot of time too, Marchese. As they come through the second to last corner, it's going to be a last-ditch effort for Trafari to try and get away from Marchese. But Marchese got to cover him off into the final corner. Big run up towards the checkered flag here. here. It's going to be a drag race, but Marchese might just hold on to it right here as they come up the hill. And for the final time, Marchese wins at Road America. And a fantastic race to the flag there between him and Connor Jafari, who finishes second. Greg McConey is going to get set at third place back again after a mistake by Greg LeBlanc on the final lap. And Mark McFadden is going to cross the line for P4. So that must have been a huge problem for LeBlanc now, as he's going to be relegated down to P5.
Yeah, that was a huge one, as everybody congratulating Marchese in the InSim chat, saying that he definitely earned this one. But you got to feel for the driver of the 24, finally getting that monkey off his back. Had strong runs all season long, just got caught up in other people's dumpster fires, finally able to just wrestle a win away from fate. Connor Trafari doing everything he could to try to steal it away from him. But Marchese, we're going to start calling him the Iceman, as he was cool as a cucumber on the last lap.
That he was, and that will take a big weight off his shoulders, as he will be now locked into the playoffs later this season. And going into Atlanta next week, he probably won't be so relaxed, though, as he'll be looking for bonus points from this point onwards.
Yeah, absolutely. But definitely a big night for Dudes Racing. Marchese coming home with a victory. Marconi coming home on the podium as well. Jason Papp getting a top 10 out of this. So big night for the guys from Dudes Racing, and a night that Golden State Racing would just as soon forget.
They've still got second and seventh, so it wasn't too bad. Obviously, their other teammate, Nick Kessler, putting it on the hauler earlier on during the commercial break. So Marchese, your winner. Trafari in second. McConey in third. Mark McFadden in P4. Greg LeBlanc in P5. Shane Newens, despite his big crash on the restart, still gets P6 with Zishan Duras 7th. 8th to Jason Papp. 9th to Brandon Lowe's. And he was the last driver running at the restart, but didn't finish after getting caught up in that massive melee. And ultimately ending his night 4 laps early. But the night belonging to this man right here, that is Frank Marchese. We're just waiting for him to finish his cool down lap here, and we can get interviews underway. But what an interesting race it's been, and despite the competition caution, which probably annoyed a couple of drivers out there tonight, Marchese included, still able to hold on and get that win. He's been absolutely dominant tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, it was a well-fought, hard-fought, well-earned victory. And as he starts to burn him down in the Exalta number 24, a la Jeff Gordon's final season, I believe we've got Frank joining us now. Frank, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir?
Yes, I do, Tony.
Talk us through that final handful of laps. We saw you make the only mistake you made all night long going into Canada Corner. Just what happened?
It was annoying is what happened there. Did the same thing I did all night long, same way to downshift, and it just didn't want to go this time. I don't know what happened there, but that was really, really annoying. But it was I must say, this is a fluke. I'm not this good at road courses, and I hate this place with a passion.
Lies.
Well, like we were talking during the broadcast, you've been running a lot of GT3 racing and cars as of late. Sam and I were both figuring that this car, the way that it's built, more resembles the modern GT3 cars than any other incarnation of the Cup car in history.
It's somewhat, yeah, but this thing is, it's just so touchy. You cannot be aggressive with this car. You kind of have to have to let it do what it wants to do, and then you just kind of guide it to where you needed it to go. And that was going to be the key all night, was just keeping the car on the track. And other than that one mistake, I was able to do it.
And that's what we saw all night long, is everyone else was struggling to keep all four wheels on the pavement. that one oops through Canada Corner was the only off track I saw you have.
Mm-hmm.
But congratulations to everybody from Dudes Racing tonight. Awesome finish for you guys.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not officially a part of the team, but it was a very good team effort. Greg was good, and Jason had his issues, and Worley had to study for an exam coming up. Otherwise, I think he would have done just fine as well. But yeah, I made plenty of mistakes that you guys didn't see. Fortunately, it didn't show up on the incident marker, but I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, Frank, at one point you had 1.25 seconds, 1 minute, 25 seconds to the good over the entire field. So more than the pit delta by a lot. So, I mean, just hats off to you, sir. Congratulations on punching your ticket to the playoffs. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Series sponsors, Rowdy Energy, Circle B Diecast, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs as well. Of course, you guys, and just the guys in the league convincing me to go from where you are to where I am right now. And this first month shy of the All-Star race has been difficult. It's been frustrating. It's been highly irritating. But tonight kind of made that all worth it.
Well, Frank Marchese, congratulations. Setting quick time in qualifying. Fastest lap of the race by over 2 seconds. Just congratulations on a dominant victory here tonight at Road America.
Thanks, Bob.
That was Frank Marchese joining us in the booth right now, and joining myself from second place is Connor Trafari. If I can, there we go. I've got him as he's with me right now. And Connor, a very incident-filled race for you tonight, but still got it on the second step of the podium. Got to be pleased with that, with all that's said and done.
Yeah, it was a very good points day for me. Just wish I came home with that win. Just a lot of mistakes throughout the race, which I could have prevented. Maybe I could have got me the win, but good win to Frank. He was good all race.
Yeah, it was a very much a race of recovery from yourself, and obviously that competition caution with 10 laps to go kind of worked in your favor, but most of the race you were driving a damaged car and still able to put down some pretty competitive lap times, so you looked like you were still able to keep it competitive out there. Obviously, like you said, Frank was just on another level here tonight.
Yeah, like I got damaged, I think, on lap 4 from spinning out hitting the wall, and then right after I came in and pitted for that damage, I think I spun out going in through the kink, got some right front damage. It wasn't race ending, so I just stayed out and got the fast repair during the competition caution.
Yep, and another road course down, more bonus points for yourself heading into the playoffs in a few weeks' time, but moving on to Atlanta next week. We're back on the ovals again, another cookie cutter. What are your thoughts heading into that one?
I think it's definitely going to be a tire-saving track. I really don't like Atlanta and the current cut cars, but I think I like it in the next gen, so it should be an exciting race. Definitely a tire killer of a track, but I think it should be really fun, these next gen cars.
Absolutely. So before I let you go and celebrate your second place, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank my sponsor, Law 9 Race, or Law 9 Brewing, Rowdy Energy, Circle B Diecast, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Custom, ESPN for playing on the broadcast for the Cup Series and the Super Speedway Series, and all the admins for helping putting on this league.
All right, Connor Trafari in the number 48 Chevrolet, bringing home in second place. Congratulations, sir, and we'll catch you next week when we head to Atlanta.
Yep.
So that was Connor Trafari joining me from second place. Joining Tony now from the third step of the podium is one Mr. Greg McConey.
Greg, I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but all things considered, you can't be too disappointed being able to put the Under Armour number 12, Body Armor number 12 on the podium tonight.
You know what? It was fun. I enjoyed it. This was a tough track, man. This track was ridiculous to try and run, but taking home P3, we were kind of up front all night, which was good, and then I got in trouble at the end, had the lead, and I just slid right through that breaking point. And I don't know if that's 5 or 6, that uphill left-hander, but
6.
just did what I could. And then, you know what, we took it home in third. I got to go back and look. You know, LeBlanc said I got into him, and if I did, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't even get an X from it when I got back to him. You know, I don't want to get a position that way, but
it looked like pure netcode to me.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even get an incident, so I'll go back and take a look. But you know, I apologize to him. That wasn't what I wanted to do. You know, he'd been running a great race, and just my misjudgment ended his, and I feel bad for that.
Well, I mean, all things considered, it was a race of attrition tonight. You were one of the few cars to have less issues than the rest of the field. You know, you were top 5 most of the night, even after the issues that you had early on that set you back a little bit. And after that first round of pit stops. But hats off to you, sir. As the series moves to Atlanta next week, your thoughts going into the high banks that down south?
Yeah, you know, I like Atlanta. I like the speed there, and I just saw the replay you guys put on the broadcast. That was on me. You know, that was my fault for getting into him there. You know, I just misjudged entry, but yeah, we'll take it on to Atlanta. High banks, fast track. The draft package is going to be huge there with these cars, but it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Tire wear there is going to be extremely important. So you got to make sure you don't burn that right front off. But yeah, this will be a fun one going next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And that seems to be the key in this car on the ovals. You know, with the aero package and the tire package that's on this car, the right front is your golden child, if you will. And you need to really protect that more than anything else. And that's the one thing we've seen all season long so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, especially with this, I know this car's still in development, and we as admins understand that. You know, we're looking to try and put on the best racing that we can, and right now that's with these cars here. But you know, the draft is gonna be just as important next week as it is with the tires. It's easy once you fall out of the draft, you know, just to fall back. But as long as you're with it, you know, it's going to be fun. And then you got to just find clean air in the corners, you know. So we'll see. It'll be a good one. I like Atlanta.
All right, Greg, before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank the sponsors: Rowdy Energy, Circle B, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs. I got to thank you guys. You guys put on a great show every week. Love going back and watching it. I'll thank the wife, and shout out to the family that's watching. You know, thanks again, everybody. We, you know, we love having all you fans out here that watch us. You know, it means a lot to us. So we hope we get to put on a good show for you guys every week, and we'll see you next week in Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't want to miss a single minute of next week's action at Atlanta, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action next week. Greg, best of luck to you then, and we will see you in Hotlanta.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Tony. You guys have a good one.
That was Greg McConey joining us in the booth, coming from third place here tonight. And Tony, we knew this was going to be a race of attrition here tonight, but only, I believe it was only 8 drivers finishing out of the 16 that were meant to start. It definitely did take a big hold here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As Dura and Pap, the last 2 drivers being scored on track, you know, we lost half the field due to either turn 5, turn 6, or the kink. So that really tells you how difficult Road America can be to get around. One of the most historic tracks in the United States, here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. You know, 4 miles, 14 turns. None of them are easy. But you know, we did see a good clinic put on by Marchese tonight, coming home with the victory after leading all but 1 lap under green.
Yeah, absolute clinic there by Marchese, and he's going to look to do it all over again when we head to Atlanta next week. But for now, let's go and take a look at the results from tonight's race, and coming home with a victory after dominating for most of the race and really having to put on a defensive work at the end there. Frank Marchese picking up his win and punching his ticket into the playoffs later in the season. Connor Trafari will get more bonus points tonight, as well as he gets second place in the field on the track, and Greg McConey will get third on your podium. Martin Fadden crossing the line, gets P4. I believe that's his best result of the season so far. Greg LeBlanc rounds out your top 5. Shane Newens, after a big hit on the final restart, gets P6. Zishan Dura in P7, and Jason Papp rounds out your top 8 here, Tony.
Brandon Lowe's coming home in 9th. Nick Kessler, not the night he was hoping for. After starting 3rd, comes home in 10th. Cody Strom in his debut in 11th. Kyle Klotz in 12th. 13 goes to Ryan Decker. Ryan Worley getting scored with 14th place points. 15th going to Braden Black, who was the last one to actually take the green. Scott Warren decided to not start.
Well, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. A good race of attrition here, as expected from Road America. But next week we head to Atlanta, where things get pretty much back to normal on the cookie cutter. But for now, that's all we have time for here on ESPN. So from myself, Sam Cooper Bennett, and from my broadcast partner, Mr. Tony Trapasso, all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will catch you tomorrow night for another doubleheader of pure racing with the UK Sim Racing MX5 Pro Series from Mid-Ohio, and the Western States Racing League kicking off their first race of the season at Kentucky. Have a good night.